Unfortunately, Meghan Markle dropped a trailer for the holiday special on Netflix, the last dying breath of With Love, Meghan. At least there won't be any more, as far as we know. I can't imagine they would want to have more, but I will spare you clips of it. It would get copyrighted anyway, but I'll have some screenshots for you here. It starts with Meghan trying to sort of skip through some trees, which just looks silly, a little bit too try hard for my taste. JK, I lied. I will play this one clip for you because look at the smooch. They don't look too pleased for this, okay? Meghan's face afterwards looks kind of annoyed, and Harry looks like he doesn't really want to be here. I wouldn't have wanted that in a trailer if I were Meghan and if I were doing it. But the trailer has a voiceover throughout the whole thing of Meghan lecturing us about what she thinks the holidays are really about. The woman who has burned every bridge known to man, telling us that the holidays are about making people feel seen, and that's what a good host should do, and that's what it's all about, finding time for each other and stuff like that. It's the last person we want to hear from about these things, and she's saying stuff that is just common sense. This is just platitudes. It's nothing. What people want from this type of content is tips and tricks to make it easier, faster, more fun, and ways to make it so that you don't have to be the one laboring in the kitchen the entire day because you're trying to make special foods or drinks for people. You just want stuff that's going to be easier so that you can enjoy some of the holiday too. That's what people watch this sort of content for, besides just people who like the general vibe of this type of content and find it relaxing. Otherwise, the market is wanting you to have some innovative ideas and good advice on how to make things easier for yourself. Nothing that I'm seeing here looks like it's going to be any easier. And I still think it's weird that they're making, for example, wreaths and Christmas crackers or poppers, and they're not involving the kids. And it doesn't look like she's talking about how you could make it better for the kids. Around the holidays, one of the things I like to make time for is crafting with the kids. With the kids. Because kids like crafts and it's good for them, good for their dexterity and things like that. It's good for their brain. And so it's hard to watch knowing that we're going to endure more just adults doing crafts while drinking instead of involving the kids in Christmas crafts of all things. Meghan once again reiterates that being a host is about making people feel comfortable, which I'm not arguing with, but you know what I find uncomfortable? When I can tell that someone has set a scene, is being contrived, is acting. It sets a weird tone and a weird vibe. If somebody is acting to try to make you feel super comfortable, it's manipulative and it sends red flags, and I cannot relax. I cannot ignore it. It weirds me out. And Meghan has revealed countless times that she does certain things to try to come off a certain way. In fact, a video coming up tomorrow or the next day, a video coming out is talking about it. Meghan made a comment recently that just proved that she does this very thing. She manipulates the situation when she has guests over and she acts. She literally sets a tacky scene and acts because she's trying to come off as this really great host and super friendly and stuff like that because she was seen as a bully and a liar and mean. And because of that, she thinks this is a great way to counter that reputation, to be like, no, I had an entire show about what a great host I am and what a great friend I am. So I can't be mean, bully, and a liar because I have done a show, a whole season of a show this way, showing that I am actually super nice and thoughtful. It would also be refreshing for something a little bit more realistic than focusing so much on these perfect things of oh, this brings joy, there's festivities, that things are going to look elegant and perfect. When in reality, the holidays tend to be a little bit chaotic for most people. It would be a little bit more refreshing if that was acknowledged because that's more realistic. Well, there's nothing to see here in this holiday trailer. The only thing they managed to do was include an ad for As Ever slimy liquid spread. Not jam, mind you, liquid spread. They included an ad, and this just proves the lost potential and exactly why Netflix severed their relationship with Meghan, because this is what it was meant to be. These sorts of screenshots where the products are centered so that they can sell the products and try to make more of their investment back through the shows featuring it, and Meghan didn't have anything ready in time. So they have thrown this little ad in here for this pack of spread at the end of this, which is just a cheap marketing ploy is how it comes across now, but it also highlights the lost potential of the first 2 parts of the season. Also, as of filming, the trailer has only gotten about 30,000 views, but it only has 698 likes and it has 3,488 dislikes. That's like 5 times the amount of dislikes to likes. It's so pathetic. It's really, really bad. Also, it's so strange. She's decorating a tree in someone else's house. This is not her house. That's so bizarre to me. But we also have an update. Netflix has apparently decided and refused to stock the As Ever products in their Netflix stores. Remember, we had been talking about one of the elements to this deal was that Meghan was going to be able to have the As Ever products in the Netflix retail stores. I think they're opening just 2 Netflix retail stores where you can go and buy like merchandise from the Netflix shows and products. And they were, I think Meghan aspired to have As Ever carried there. But since they're not renewing the show, they don't want to work with her anymore. And they are trying to distance themselves from her. And they're just not selling well. People are not talking about these products. They're not getting a buzz. Like Oprah threw her a bone as a friend to put the liquid spread on Oprah's list of favorite things. But we all know Oprah's list of favorite things is just kind of a behind the scenes, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine sort of a situation, almost like a pay to play. It's not very meaningful. Plus, think about it, this is just one person's taste and her entire team of people looking for things that are going to be trendy and going to be the next big thing. It's not an authentic, this is what Oprah actually likes and uses anyway. We've known that for years. But regardless of that, even with a high profile push like that, nobody's talking about Meghan Markle's products. Apparently the traffic to her website has plummeted and people simply aren't buying it. So why would Netflix want to have it in their stores? But the fact that they've come out and said, we've decided we will not carry As Ever products in our brick and mortar stores, in the retail locations, is a huge blow to Meghan. It really, really is. That would be hugely disappointing and potentially detrimental for trying to get more products moving. So this just popped up in the news feed that in this ad Meghan posted, there's a mug that's allegedly Archie and Lily's letter to Santa Claus on the mug in Meghan's spindly cursive. This feels insane. This just looks so bizarre to put a letter to Santa on a mug in your handwriting. Whenever I can, I save stuff that my kids make and mail. And I mean, like, I buy portfolios to keep their stuff in. My kids are prolific artists. They go through so many sketchbooks. I can't even tell you how many notebooks I have had to buy for drawing, or portfolios to save the drawings in. But to put a letter to Santa on a mug in your handwriting is so bizarre. It should be in the children's handwriting. For sure. It's so weird. And it says travel safely. What 4 and 6-year-old is putting that in a letter to Santa? This is fake, right? That's totally fake, isn't it? It feels fake. The only part that's visible is saying we've been good, and then travel safely are the only parts that are visible. That's That's not a kid's letter to Santa, okay? You know what kids' letters to Santa are? Yes, they might throw in some niceties of, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. And an older kid might put, I hope you travel safely, or, something of that nature. Say, have a good trip or safe trip or something. But no kids are not including something that they want. That's for sure. 4 and 6-year-olds, they're definitely putting something they want. So this is fake. This is something Meghan just wrote and had put on a mug. This is not an actual letter to Santa. I call horse hockey. And it's safe to say Meghan's version of holiday is not very cheerful. Who declared olive and beige as being allowed to participate in Christmas and Christmas colors? Not I. I would say you don't have to go with bright green and red all the time. For example, this is more of a deep red, but I've worn this for Christmas dinners before or Christmas outings before. You don't have to go super bright, but olive and khaki, it feels bland. But that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's quick little update. I hope you have a happy day ahead, and I will see you next time. Bye!